What if I told you that the real reason you feel exhausted at 70 isn't your age? It's the people you still haven't let go of. Drop a 70 plus in the comments right now if you're over 65 and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Today I'm revealing the 5 toxic relationships you must release after 70 to finally live in peace. Not just survive, but thrive. If you miss even one of these, you'll keep losing years of joy. Stay until the end because the last one isn't even a person, and it's the heaviest weight you're still carrying. Hit that like button if you're ready to protect your peace like never before. Let's dive in. When you reach your 70s, you begin to understand that happiness doesn't come from being surrounded by more people. It comes from keeping the right ones close, the ones who bring peace to your days, not pressure to your heart. By the time you've lived 70 years, you've given so much to family, friends, work, society. You've been the one others counted on. But this chapter of life isn't about giving more. It's about protecting your energy, your calm, and your joy. It's about learning that peace is worth far more than popularity. Some relationships that once seemed harmless may now quietly drain your spirit. They weigh on your thoughts, stir up guilt, or keep you stuck in emotional cycles that no longer serve you. So this stage of life asks for something gentle but powerful. The courage to let go, not with anger, but with love. Love for your peace and your well-being. Let's begin with one of the hardest but most important truths. At this age, nothing affects your happiness, and even your health, as deeply as the emotional climate you live in. And that's why the first relationship to reconsider is the one with the constantly negative person. We all know someone who always finds a cloud in every sky. Maybe it's a friend who complains about everything: the weather, the neighbors, the government, the price of groceries, the way the world is changing. You listen, you nod, you try to comfort them. But by the time you hang up or leave the room, your mood feels heavier, your shoulders tense, your spirit dims a little. Negativity is contagious. And when you're 70 or beyond, your emotional state is directly tied to your physical health. Scientific studies have shown that stress hormones rise when we're around constant pessimism. Those chemicals can affect blood pressure, heart health, even the immune system. In other words, negativity doesn't just steal your smile, it can steal your strength. At this point in life, peace of mind isn't a luxury, it's your medicine. So ask yourself, who brings you calm and who constantly stirs anxiety or frustration? Protecting your peace might mean limiting how often you see that person or keeping conversations brief and kind. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It simply means you care from a healthy distance. You've earned the right to choose light over heaviness. Surround yourself with people who speak about gratitude, who laugh easily, who can find joy in the smallest things, like the smell of rain or a memory that still makes you smile. Choose company that lifts your mood instead of draining it, because every day you spend feeling joyful adds to your quality of life. It literally adds life to your years. It's not selfish to protect your peace. It's self-respect. You've carried others for so long. Now let your energy serve you too. Imagine how much brighter your days can feel when you fill them with voices that bring calm instead of chaos. If you're already feeling lighter just hearing this, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button and type in the comments which person came to your mind first. Was it the negative friend? The one-sided taker? Write "I'm letting go" if you're committed to this today. And if you want more life-changing wisdom like this every week, hit subscribe and the bell, because the next 4 releases are even more powerful. You won't want to miss them. Now let's talk about another kind of relationship that slowly wears you down: the one-sided relationship. You probably know this one too well. It's that person who only calls when they need something: advice, money, company, a ride, or simply someone to listen to their endless problems. But when you need a hand, they're suddenly too busy. And yet, because you've known them for years, you keep showing up, hoping one day they'll do the same. But time alone doesn't make a relationship meaningful. What makes it meaningful is mutual effort, the give and take, the feeling that you matter too. At 70, every ounce of energy you give should be an investment, not a loss. You deserve relationships that leave you feeling appreciated, not used. When you constantly give without receiving anything back, not even gratitude, something inside you begins to fade. You might not notice it at first, but little by little you feel emotionally tired after every interaction. You start dreading the next phone call, even though you wouldn't admit it. That's the quiet fatigue of emotional imbalance. So maybe it's time to step back. You don't have to make a big announcement or cut ties dramatically. Simply reduce how much you give. Offer less of your time, your emotional labor, your worry. Let the distance happen naturally. You'll be surprised, sometimes when you stop overextending, people either step up or drift away. Either outcome brings peace, and in that space you create, fill it with those who see you, who call just to check in, who ask how you're doing and mean it, who share laughter and not just problems. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Two genuine friends who care are worth more than 20 who only take. If there's someone who leaves you feeling smaller after every conversation, maybe it's time to loosen that tie, gently and lovingly. Your worth isn't measured by how much you give to others. It's reflected in how deeply you honor yourself. Now we come to a more painful truth, one that many older adults face quietly: the manipulative family member. This one cuts deep because it often hides behind the word love. Family is supposed to care, but sometimes certain members learn to control through guilt or emotional pressure. You might hear, "You never call me anymore. After everything I've done for you, this is how you repay me." These words sound emotional, but they're meant to make you feel responsible for someone else's happiness. At first, you give in to keep the peace. You make the call, attend the gathering, do the favor, and afterwards you feel drained or resentful. That's not love. That's manipulation disguised as affection. Love in its pure form makes you feel warm and safe. Manipulation makes you feel trapped and guilty. There's a difference, and recognizing it is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself at this stage. When you were younger, you may have tolerated these dynamics out of obligation or fear of conflict. But at 70, your time and energy are sacred. You've earned the right to say no without guilt. Setting boundaries is not rejection. It's a declaration of self-worth. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are gates that allow in peace and keep out stress. Imagine a peaceful garden. You decide who walks through its gate. Some bring light, laughter, calm conversation. Let them in. Others bring guilt, judgment, criticism. You can still love them, but maybe from afar. Sometimes manipulation comes so subtly you hardly notice it. A child or sibling makes you feel bad for not helping enough. A relative reminds you constantly of past sacrifices, making you feel indebted. But real love doesn't keep score. It just loves freely. Learning to recognize emotional manipulation and setting gentle limits doesn't mean you stop caring for family. It means you start caring for yourself too. That balance between compassion and self-protection is the foundation of peaceful aging. When you start saying no from self-respect, the guilt fades, resentment softens, you breathe easier, you sleep better. Your spirit finally understands. You are allowed to protect your peace, even from those you love most. We often think we have to keep giving endlessly to prove we're kind, loyal, good. But true kindness includes yourself. You don't owe anyone constant access to your energy. You've given enough. Now it's time to give peace to yourself. Relationships become lighter, more genuine. The people who truly care won't disappear when you stop overgiving. They'll respect your boundaries, maybe even learn from your example. Because peace has a way of teaching others how to love better too. Now there's another connection that might once have felt entertaining, but now feels like noise. The gossip group, the circle that always has something to say about everyone else. Who did what? Who looks different? Who's having problems? Who failed? Who succeeded? When we were younger, these chats felt lighthearted, but after 70, gossip isn't connection. It's clutter. It fills the mind with comparison, judgment, drama, and leaves no space for what truly matters. Gossip doesn't bring people closer. It creates an illusion of closeness built on someone else's pain. And at this stage, peace matters more than being in the know. When you sit with people who gossip, you feel that subtle tension, that unkind curiosity. You might laugh politely, but when you leave, something feels unsettled. That's your soul begging for gentler company. Next time gossip starts, steer the conversation to something uplifting, a memory, wisdom, gratitude. If they keep returning to gossip, excuse yourself kindly. It's not rude, it's respect for your peace. You deserve conversations that leave you lighter, not heavier. Fill your time with meaningful exchanges. Your heart stays open, your mind clear, your days richer. Now, the last relationship you must release may not be with a person at all. It's the relationship with the past. And this might be the hardest one, because the past holds happiest memories and deepest regrets. I should have saved more money, been kinder, taken better care of my health, forgiven my brother, traveled more, followed that dream. Those thoughts become heavy, stealing space that should belong to peace. But the past is not a prison, it's a teacher. Every mistake has already done its work. It's shaped you into who you are today, wiser, softer, stronger. Letting go doesn't mean erasing it. It means accepting it with grace and saying, yes, that happened. I learned. I grew. Now I'm ready to live lighter. When you make peace with your past, you free yourself to enjoy the present, and the present is all we truly have. At 70 and beyond, there is still so much to live for. Laughter, stories, love, sunsets. But to see that beauty clearly, set down the baggage that clouds your view. Regret, guilt, old wounds steal joy one thought at a time. Today you can choose to let them go. Think of your life like a bookshelf. Every chapter taught you something. You don't need to keep rereading the painful ones. Close the book on regret. Open a new one written in peace, forgiveness, gratitude. Forgiving the past doesn't mean approving everything that happened. It means you're no longer letting it define you. You deserve to wake up without old sorrows pressing on your chest. You deserve laughter that comes easily and nights that end with gratitude instead of what if. When you finally let go of the past, you become fully present. You notice the warmth of sunlight, the sound of a familiar song, the kindness in someone's eyes. You realize peace isn't out there. It's created inside once you stop letting chaos from people, guilt, or the past live rent-free in your heart. So take a deep breath right now. Let go gently. You've earned the calm you've always given to others. Now it's your turn to live in it, fully, gratefully, peacefully. If this video moved you, do 3 things before you leave. Type "Peace starts today" in the comments, so I know you're claiming it. Share this video with one person who's over 70 and needs to hear this today. Subscribe and turn on the bell. You don't have to chase happiness anymore. Just stop holding on to what blocks it. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm proud of you for choosing peace. I'll see you in the next one. Stay light, stay loved, and keep protecting your beautiful peace.